beyond honored to be here. Okay. All right. Thank you, Wendy. I am beyond honored to be here with all of us today, and I would love to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed partners at JFA, Plug and Play, and Sterling. And I see everyone is here today. Please, if we could put on an emojis up on our screen. Hi, Sanam. Hi, Sayan. Like I said, it's been a long time coming. For months we've had several pitch sessions, and now we're here at the final pitch session. So thank you for your support, because without our partners, this would not have been possible at all. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming on board and making FoundHer possible. I would also like to extend a thank you to our founders. Thank you so much, Alero. Thank you, Lena and Gwen, and all of our founders that without your hard work, your dedication over the months has been really inspiring even to me, right? So thank you so much for that. And also to our Wentors. Our Wentors are all in the room. They're coming in. Hi, Omolara, I see you. Loving, I see you. Thank you all for your dedication towards the startups. Thank you for your guidance towards the startups. And I, for one, I'm excited to see what we have in store today. I know this is going to, the diversity in the startups, from having women wellness to, scan and go. We have a lot in the house. So Iva Technologies, Onyeka, I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your dedication. And without you as well, our Wentors, I know that this will not be possible. We're, also honored to have a distinguished set of judges, right? We have from JFA, we have Tunji Oke. Tunji, if you can say hi, maybe put up an emoji up in your screen. Say hi for us. We have oh, okay. So yeah, we have Tunji Oke, we have Chinere from JFA as well, but I don't think she's in the room right now. We have Hector Ballet. I think I saw him come in. Hi, Hector. Hi, thank you. And from Plug and Play, my faves, we have Sion. Hi, Sion. And we have Sanam from Plug and Play as well. Hi, Sanam. Thank you. And from Sterling, our awesome partners, we have Damilola. Where is he? He was here a second ago. Damilola, are you still with us? Hi. Thank you. Thank you for taking out time to be with us. Our judges they have a wealth of experience and knowledge that they'll be sharing with our startups here as well. So without too much time, we're going to be moving on.
Sorry, Anita, let me just interject you. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to mention, so that it will be easy for all of us, for all the founders, can you add your company name, right?
Awesome.
Rename yourself with your name and your company's name, so it will be easy for the judges to identify.
Of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So, for example, Onyeka, you could say, Onyeka Iva Technologies, so we could know that you're representing Iva Technologies, and Alero the same for Co-Trust Equity. Thank you for that, Edu. All right, so we'll be moving on to the pitch in a few minutes. I'm excited to hear about the innovative ideas. Like I said, we have a lot on ground that we'll love to share with you, from women wellness to Louise maternity. We have a diversity of startups, and it is exciting, right? So for the agenda of the day, we'll be having 5 minutes. Typically 5 minutes of pitch time and 5 minutes of Q&A. That means for each startup, we'll be having 10 minutes dedicated to that startup, right? So, and the winners of the competition will be announced on all our platforms tomorrow, not today, tomorrow. So we'll be having this, and to kickstart the event will be Alero of Co-Trust Equity. And given a little time, Wendy will project that. Yeah, thank you, Wendy. So the speaker for Co-Trust Equity will be Alero. Alero, please take over.
Hi, good morning, Wentors. Good morning, Wentors team and the fellow participants and judges. My name is Alero, and I'm the co-founder and chief operations officer of CoTrust Equity. CoTrust Equity is the last mile company that's providing micro lending services to micro traders across rural communities in Nigeria. We're bridging the financial inclusion gap for these traders through an innovative, profitable, and a sustainable business model. Micro traders in Africa make up more than 80% of the entire SME space in Nigeria, and enabling them to function effectively will increase not just the revenues generated for the nation, but also improve the quality of lives of these people. Now, currently, the problem we are trying to solve specifically is that over 44 million traders in Nigeria are at risk of losing their businesses. And the reason is simple, because they are unable to access finance to grow or scale. Now, these rural and semi-micro traders, the problem they have is that they lack the requirements to meet the rigorous credit scoring methods that is operated by the formal financial institutions, leaving a widening gap for these businesses. Now, we have positioned ourselves because we have realized that there is a big opportunity for these micro traders and for other players in our sector. The challenge that most of our competitors have taken over the years is that they have tried to focus on urban areas because that's where the noise is, that's where the population is, neglecting a huge opportunity in the micro traders because of the volatile nature of that sector. So CoTrust decided to leverage this huge opportunity to create a profitable business for itself, for its partners and investors, while solving a pertinent problem in the society. What we do in our company is that we have created a solution that's simple and easy to use. Now, a micro trader that's in their business location can just use their smartphone or USSD phone to access low interest loans safely with flexible repayment plans and gain access to our cluster community with zero credit data. And this is enabled by our simple and effective non-traditional scoring method. We started our operations in 2021, and with bootstrap funds, we went from 0 to 300,000 in revenue, and we're growing 87% month on month. Also, we currently have 9,000 plus revolving micro traders using our platform and over 18,000 micro traders with unfulfilled loan requests. So we know what we're talking about. We have tested the model and it works. Now, our vision as a company is to close the finance gap for 51% of the 44 million micro traders in Africa over the next 5 years. And our serviceable addressable market is this target number. With this market opportunity, we hope to tap into an over $20 billion revenue opportunity before the end of 2023. We have a strong team with over 15 years of collective experience in finance, technology, and we are all giving over 40 hours of our time weekly to grow CoTrust. Our team has worked together for over 5 years, and most importantly, we have a highly experienced advisory team from Union Bank Global and the International Monetary Funds, guiding us to help us make smart decisions to make our business not just successful, but profitable. We are seeking a $500,000 investment for 20% of our company, and these funds will help us improve our operations. It will help us upgrade our technology while increasing our clients from 9,000 plus revolving micro traders to 191,000, reaching 500,000 in monthly financing and generating a minimum of $5 million in revenue by 2024. We welcome you to join our team and find out more of what CoTrust is doing to transform the micro lending sector in rural Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Alera. It was really swift and interesting. So we'll be heading over to the Q&A time, which will be lasting for 5 minutes, strictly 5 minutes. So over to the judges. So how this is going to go, if we have any questions for Alera as a judge, we could just put up our hands and use the hand emoji, and we'll start off from there. Hi, Sion. I see your hand up. Please go ahead.
Perfect. I thought I would just kick this off. Thank you so much for the presentation. And I think, what CoachUs is doing definitely does have a large opportunity in the market. My question would be actually for the non-traditional scoring method that you cited, what exactly goes into that scoring method?
Yes, thank you so much. That's a great question. So microfinance originally started from women in rural communities coming together to support one another to grow their businesses, leveraging social trust to build themselves financially. Now, over the years, microfinance has taken a digital turn and somehow neglected the social trust and community that these women have. So as much as we leverage our partners and our technological tools to do AI, checks to make sure that these women do not have any outstanding debts with other, loan providers, we build a community. We call it clusters. Now, a business owner to join to use our service has to first be referred by another existing business owner who is within a 10-mile radius of her business location, and we'll call them clusters. So from your USSD phone or your smartphone, you can type in, when you get our app or you hear from a referral, you have to go in there and locate the closest cluster using your phone. When you do that, the champion, we have a cluster of 10 businesses within one location, and they must be within 10-mile radius. So the champion who is the head of the cluster is also a business owner who knows you. So they will have to know you, you have to be within their location. And they have a joint liability system that insists that if one person defaults in that cluster, it affects the credibility of the next. So you cannot join a cluster if you are not verified by those who know your business and are within your business location. And this has helped us to reduce our non-performing loans ratio to less than 2%. Because it works. It's the community and it's the trust. That is what helps us to stay ahead in the game. Thank you.
Maybe another question, just a follow-up question, and then I'll let the other judges have a go as well. But you're mentioning these clusters and these social networks. So I'm just wondering about how you see the scalability of this operation then, because obviously you're dependent on the initial clusters that you're building. And so, what if I'm out of range of any one of those clusters, then how accessible is this solution to me?
So the entire solution is built on the clusters, but it's all operated and managed through our CoachUs app by our team. So we don't do the one-on-one physical engagements. These business owners do that, but whatever they do, we can control and manage and reduce the influences from our app. So it's the technological solution that is enabling those small communities to be able to access loans safely and without the interference of that, community being on the negative side. So what I mean by that is, as much as they interact and build trust and are able to join the clusters because they know one another, we have to go through our systems where you join the clusters, we can track your payment, we can track how much time you have left, and we can follow up using the technology system. So it just enables it and removes that independence of having to do an interpersonal transaction, because that's what usually brings the challenge for the traditional methods where these women just do their micro trading and more like a cooperative. Now our tech solution helps us to control what happens within the clusters without any cash flow transactions within the clusters themselves.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have just 1 minute more. Okay, Sanam, please go ahead for 1 minute. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, Lara, for the presentation. Really like the space. And as you mentioned, the clustering and community element to it. My question is around customer acquisition. Which channels are you currently using? And is there any churn? And if so, what is the, as well, the CAC to LTV?
The what?
The customer acquisition cost to the lifetime value.
Awesome. So currently, when we started, we were depending on just referrals, word of mouth, which was working very well. But when we decided to start scaling, we had to start using other channels. Like firstly, we are partnering with other businesses that are within our sector, like people who have POS businesses within these locations. So they refer their customers to us. We're using social media, we're using the internet to make sure that we create awareness of our solution within these communities. But because our solution is rural, we still have to depend largely on referrals. Currently, with our 9,000 plus clients, up to 80% of them were from word of mouth. And we are having over 18,000 plus that we are yet to fund. So these social entrepreneurs or these micro traders in rural communities, they've been neglected for a long while. So they need a solution. So when they hear from someone who has been in the business with them of a solution that works, that level of trust gives them 100% access. They just want to access it because it has been verified. So the second part of the question was what? Quickly, sorry.
Yes, the
customer acquisition. Yeah, so we're currently spending very minimal on customer acquisition because we're using the referral system, which strengthens our solution and helps us to access even more clients without having to do that. You know, we're not having to do a lot of convincing because the solution speaks for itself. So it helps us reduce the amount we spend on customer acquisition. Now, for these cluster champions, they have a benefit. So when they interact, when they refer other clients, and we earn our revenue from 3 different models. There's a referral, there's a processing fee, which the customers pay to us. We have our interest that they also pay, and we have a savings plan to secure their loans. Now, from the processing fee, which comes from the customers, the champions get a small part of it, a 1% part at the end of each cluster completing their repayment cycle. So the money doesn't even come from us to support the work of those champions. It is still from the customers to enable them to access the solution. But our profit, our interest that we get and late repayment loans, fines all come to us as a company. So our revenues are not impacted at all by our customer acquisition costs. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. We're a bit over time, and I'm sorry, Damilola, but we'll not be able to take your question for this startup. So we're moving over to Ivor Technologies. Ivor Technology, you have 5 minutes of pitch time and 5 minutes for Q&A. Thank you, Wendy. So over to you, Onyeka.
Thank you so much. Good day, everyone. My name is Onyeka Ujoma, and I'm the CEO of Ivor Technologies. I'm going to talk to you about my app, Ivor Africa, which is for housing the new generation. When I got my first job after graduation as a banker in Lagos, I was very stranded due to accommodation issue. The rent price was very high, and agents kept charging me an exorbitant fee. So I had to end up staying in a slum. And to validate my experience, my team went out and conducted a survey, and we realized that 76.9% of the young people in Lagos, Nigeria we spoke to have shared similar experiences in renting or living in an apartment. Just so we don't focus on one side of the party, we spoke to the other side, which are the landlords. And we realized that the root of the problem is that many landlords, up to 70% of people that we spoke with, complain of bad tenants, hence their need to put high fees and also put restrictions in terms of gender and age barriers. To address this problem between two parties, my team came up with an AI app for residential need. This app would provide vetted houses, vetted tenants, and other customized features to address residential needs. To use our app is very simple. With just 3 clicks, you can rent an apartment and make your payments, or book any other residential services and make payments instantly. Because of our targets, we have an obtainable market of $500 million. We want to target people that have career, like they are working in companies that are already either early in their career or established in their career within the age 19 to 35 years. Our business model is commission-based. We'll charge percentage based on the services you're obtaining from us, and we charge on both sides. Sometimes for some services, we charge our users, and for other services, we charge our third-party vendors. Currently, we have 137 people signed up waiting to use our app. 9 people, because we wanted to test the business model offline. We have 9 people that has used use our services currently, and 7 of them gave a very great review. The other 2 made complaint about the artisan, which we have addressed thoroughly. Each day, we have 1 person making inquiries about our app on our social media platform. And from July to December, we've had 224 people making housing inquiries through Google. We are very competitive because we are the first app in Africa that will offer a central place for residential needs. Other competitors offer either 1 or just 2 services, but often a central market point. We're a team of 9. We have our chief financial officer. She has over 3 years working experience managing finances for startups. She was bringing her knowledge to ensuring that we keep to budget. We have our property manager who has over 5 years experience, both formal and informal, in building and construction. And we have our co-founder, Sharon Ogunaiki. She's a product manager with close to 4 years experience and has a strong business acumen for property technology. And then there's me. I spent close to 4 years working with data and AI, and I'll be bringing this knowledge and ensuring that the app is highly productive. Right now, we are seeking an investment of $23,000 for 5% equity, and this is how we plan to distribute the investment gotten. This is how far we've been. We've been together since April, and we've achieved certain things together. So we're a click away. You can book any of our services. You could rent a house from us or book an house artisan or any other thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Onyeka. Let's move on quickly. So if any of our judges have questions for Onyeka, please hands up on the screen, your emoji. And Hector, over to you.
Hi, yeah, and thanks for the pitch. You know, we've seen this play out in markets across the world, across our continent. Talk us through how you think you're going to be able to retain customers post that initial kind of sourcing period and how that plays into your model.
Okay, so first of all, when it comes to our own market, we are not just one channel. Like, we don't just have, unlike our competitors, whereby once you rent the house, you no longer have any business with the app. Our app is designed in a way that all of your needs in terms of renting the house, taking care of the house, and even living in the house, you'll be dependent on us to achieve all of those things. So when it comes to customer retention, we'll keep adding features that that is personalized to our customers' need. So you always you always find a reason to come to us when living in Lagos, because we provide you with the house services, we provide you with the right accommodation, even to trade your house furniture. So we provide that for you. So all of this feature centralizes on your living experience.
Okay, any more questions from our judges?
Hi, thanks for that. Could you tell us a bit more about the, when you said trading of furniture, because that is a very interesting part of the business. Just run us through a bit more, please.
Okay, so we plan to use a technology called virtual staging, whereby if you are a user in our app, you could snap your furniture that you want to sell, upload it, and then anyone that wants to purchase it can virtually stage it in his or her own apartment and decide that, okay, I want to purchase this. Once you click purchase, it immediately goes and you pay either from your wallet or your bank account. And then in terms of sending the furniture over the 2 parties, we provide a form of chat bots whereby the 2 parties can discuss on the best place to meet to exchanging the furniture. And then we also plan to partner for new furnitures or household items. We plan to partner with the likes of Jumia or any other e-commerce sites. We'll be providing them like a different interface for them to upload furnitures, and then our users can virtually stage those furnitures and make direct purchasing.
Another quick question. For this kind of transaction, what are the inherent risks and how do you manage? Because it involves 2 parties that don't know each other at all.
Okay, so first of all, we are the trust party. We are the ones in the middle. And then in terms of it, when it comes to meet up, we're very clear as to not meeting up in houses. And also, until the other party gets the furniture and is satisfied, we do not send payment. The payment stays with us. So, for example, if we have two parties, the first party wants to sell furniture, the second party makes payments to us, but we do not credit the person selling the furniture until the second party has given a review or rated that, oh, this furniture is in good state, and then we proceed with the payments.
So there's a form of escrow.
Yeah, yes, I'm in the middle, yes. Our company is the middleman.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that. Thank you.
All right, any more questions from our judges? Okay, if not, we'll be moving on to the third on our list, the third startup, which is FoundHer. FoundHer will be speaking for Dower Technologies. So FoundHer, over to you.
Okay, you will be presenting. Okay, that's great. Just a moment. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am ready, Anita. So we can start the clock if that's fine. You. As a mom, I used to follow an influencer in the parenting field. She used to buy most of her daughter's clothes and things from the second-hand shop, and this clicked my mind, especially once I noticed how expensive all the baby and toddler stuff is. So I created a Facebook group, and after a while, I myself bought my kids their first bed and closet, and people also started to exchange, buy and sell and donate second-hand things through this group. And this is how the Wentors was created. No, the slide, the back one, okay. Yes. Digging more into the sector, we can see the booming happening there. We can see that by the end of 2022, the last year, the growing rate was 24%, with an estimation for a growth from 96 billion to 218 billion by the end of 2026. And now let's look at this messy roof. Well, it's not that messy, but Anita, can you put it please again? It's not that messy, but anyway, this represents the storage space that most of us have. And when it comes for the problem, we all have piles of things we don't use anymore. Next slide, please. We all have piles of things we don't use anymore, or we haven't used at all. We don't know what to do with it and how to get the best out of it. While buyers like me in this case, I didn't know where to go, where to find the good things with affordable things and the good quality, and without moving between the thrift shops, while others want simply to donate what they have. And here comes our solution as an online marketplace for the second-hand products, buying, selling, donating, and the second-hand item. It is an easy-to-use platform, person-to-person trades, allowing the people to let browse second-hand items according to their geographical location. It is supported with different delivery options to ease the process. And in the future, we are planning to have a payment integration. Our current competition locally is quite obvious, as we have Shop Fever and Shop It in Palestine. Next slide, please. And now we have Dubazel and Open Souk, and our competitive advantage comes with the geolocation feature, the delivery service, and through the platform. We have it through the platform, as we will be having the auction, donation, also through the platform, in addition to a lot of offline activities. I think we are in the next slide, please, Anita. Yes, thank you so much. The next one. At the current time, we are making money through social media channels because the platform is not launched yet. We take 10% commission on sold items. And once the platform is launched, we will be making revenues through the listed items, the ads on the banners, the bazaar fees, the pro membership for the car dealers and second-hand shops. We have different options for our business model, which will help us grow day after day. Next, please. All of this started from a Facebook group, and we continued our validation through it. And we are growing every day. We have 9,800 group members on Facebook and social media channels. And since June, around 200 items were sold directly through us and indirectly, which represents 35% of the listed items, knowing that 79% of the sold items are for the babies. And we also generated revenues from the commissions through the social media. Calculating the market size with the latest booming in the sector, in the MENA region, value is around 4.7 billion, and we are targeting about a market value of 32.9 million. And sorry for all the. Our service area will be in Palestine and Jordan in the first phase, and we will be scaling up to the Middle East, later on to the MENA region. And following our beachhead strategy, we will be targeting mothers and parents, because 79% of the current customers are the mothers who want to buy affordable baby stuff. We will be expanding our target to millennials and Generation Z, those who want to live a more sustainable lifestyle, protecting the environment and reducing their expenditure costs. We have the dorm students who all the time look for affordable furniture, and we have the foreigners who are moving around and wish to have a place where they can find what they need and also affordable prices. And not forgetting, of course, these second-hand vendors and the car dealers who will be benefiting from platform as a channel to promote their businesses, and through the pro membership we will be providing for that. And following to our action plan, we are at the final stage at the quality assurance, and we will be launching in the coming couple of weeks, hopefully. We are preparing for online and offline campaigns to increase the awareness and show the social and environmental values behind this. More features will be adapted once we get the first investment, and also that would help us to expand our operations to the nearby countries. We are fundraising for 200K, which will be mainly used to add more features to the platform and expand our market and operations, etc. The next slide, please. Yes, thank you. Our team, well, we have a well-rounded team with a great experience. Mustafa Ayat as the founder and CEO, with more than 8 years of experience working with businesses, business incubators, and accelerators. Amr is the CMO and the co-founder with an experience in digital marketing and following the social media trends. And Mr. Fuad Awad, our CTO, with a great experience in IT and governance and management. And sorry, I got confused because the time is up. And thank you. Help us to grow to a more sustainable lifestyle, saving money and Mother Nature.
Thank you so much, Safa. Thank you for that. So we're heading over to the judges. If anybody has a question, please put up your emoji on screen for Safa of Tower Technology. And before then, I'd like to announce that we'll be having at least 1 minute interval, so we'll give the time for judges to fill out their forms. So yeah, if
it's fine.
Hector, over to you if you have any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I think again, we've seen many iterations of this approach globally. No one I think has successfully been able to kind of crack how you monetize the platform without some kind of embedded payment rail, or kind of the PayPal to the eBay. So in the absence of such a solution, yeah, how do you see that you're potentially different to the many startups that have been unable to crack this previous to you?
Okay, but just to make this clear, you are speaking about other startups who are trying to crack the market and they didn't do it, and how I'm planning to do this, right? Okay, well, mainly there is a lot of things that we are considering in our minds, especially that we are starting our businesses with the mothers and parents. I noticed how there is a high demand on the second-hand items, not only to sell the things that you have, but only to buy them. I do this personally, and a lot of women and mothers around me. So we will be focusing on the mothers and the parents, because we absolutely know that there is a need there. And I think there is no one focused in such a category and then expand the operations from there. we hope that we put our feet in that area in a very good way and represent the WURHA as a platform that help mothers, parents, and protect the environment and have a social and economic impact.
Awesome, awesome. Any more questions? Hi, Tunji,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
Anita, so this is for you guys actually organizing, because the scorecard for the parts for traction, right? Like SAFA, they haven't launched yet. So what do we do there? Because we don't want to mark them unfairly.
All right, for that space, there's the other option, or we will note that for SAFA when scoring SAFA.
Okay, all right, thank you. SAFA,
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you can put up the slides again. Could you go back to the competition, please?
Yes, should I do it or you, Anita, to share the screen?
Yeah.
Or to save time, can you just talk with the competition? How far have they gone in the market? So they're ahead of you. How do you plan to catch up? How realistically is going to happen, and what time frame they're looking at?
Sorry, I didn't understand that. I'm sorry. How what?
Yeah, so I said your competition, they are ahead of you because you guys are new, right? So
yes.
How far have they gone in the market? Just run us through how you plan to catch up with them.
Yes,
and what time frame are you looking at? Yeah.
Some of them have been since a while in the competition, and some of them have recently joined the competition. But we believe that we have, let's say, a social thing that we are going to enter that by adding some features that other competitors do not have. Like the auction, for example, for the vintages and for the second special hand things, we will be having the physical store and bazaar. We will be having the donation, which none of them have. And this donation can also bring in a lot of traction in a very short time. So we believe with some tactics and marketing strategy things, we will be able to break into the market in a faster way and in a very short period of time. And that's it, hopefully, yeah. But they have been in the market for a while, but none of them are having this character, let's say. We have a character for the winner.
Okay, thanks for that. And since you're from your slides, your prime customer happens to be mothers and babies, am I correct?
This is the beachhead market for the current time.
Yeah. So you might want to, in your slides, you might want to find a way to tie that into one of the UN SDG goals. Could help you with impact investors. And by the way, your slides, they're a bit,
okay.
I think there's some improvement that can be done there. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you, everyone. Any more questions?
Anita, if I may, we haven't launched yet, but we have been operating since like October and September through the social media channels. So we have been selling and buying things, and we also bought some things in inventory so we can test the market and see the demand happen there. So we have also generated news without being launched. So we considered our social media channel as our very, very first MVP. And thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for that, Safa. All right, we'll be moving on to our next startup. She's already smiling because she knows she's next. All right, Lena of Lee's Maternity, you're up next. And Wendy will be sharing your slides in a second. I'm ready when you're ready.
Okay, thank you. Right, hello, everyone. First of all, please excuse me because I'm French speaking, so maybe I may be pronouncing some words wrong. So, every year in West Africa, in French speaking countries, more than 2 million women give birth to a baby. Unfortunately, for most of them, this pregnancy and motherhood journey just resonates with discomfort in their bodies, with so many pregnancy symptoms, discomfort in their mind, with so many questions they cannot always find answers to, and discomfort in society because they are victims of social pressure from their family and in the workplace as well. Well, I know all this because 5 years ago, I was in big discomfort as I was expecting my first baby. I was young, pregnant, and holding a management position in Jumia, the e-commerce website. And I have understood that this situation is mainly due to a lack of product scarcity. It is very difficult for pregnant women to find all the products that they need at prenatal and postpartum stages. The lack of accurate, locally relevant information, because we all have access to information online, but it comes from Occidental websites, and the reality is not exactly ours. And this is also due to a lack of peer-to-peer support, because we feel so lonely and we need to be able to talk with like-minded women that are experiencing the same situation. You can switch through the next slide, please, Anita. So at that moment when I was pregnant, I made some researches and I had discovered that just in French-speaking countries in West Africa, the market is huge. Just like I said, there are more than 2 million women that have babies in our countries, excuse me. And just by focusing on, oh, I'm losing my voice, just give me 1 second. Sorry. So just by focusing on 20% of this population, so by focusing on women from the middle class living in urban cities, we can enhance the pregnancy experience of more than 100,000 women. So you can move to the next slide also. So I will pass through those data as we have it, because our demography is spread all around the world, but there is no comprehensive solution for the pregnant women. That is why I have created Liz Maternity, which is a unique platform. You can switch, Anita, please. It's a unique platform that provides to the pregnant and nursing women the products that they need. So it is fashion, cosmetics, and a wide range of accessories. The education that they need, a digest content that is locally relevant, and a community where they can share their experience, but knowing that that community will be monitored by midwives to be sure that the information that they are sharing is accurate and safe. Next slide, please. Next slide again. So over the past years, I have been working on this maternity over the past years on a digital model. We are selling on social media, and we have one physical store in Abidjan. And we have an average revenue of 30,000 euro with a steady growth of 3% year on year. Next slide, please. We also have a big community of 10,000 women on social media, and we are organizing a lot of master classes with, oh, time is up. Can I have just 2 more minutes?
Can we give her 1 minute, please?
So 1 minute more, 1 minute more.
Okay. Okay, so what we are building is based on a threefold revenue model. We have that e-commerce revenue that is based on all those things we are selling, and we have paid partnership from B2B brand. On the long run, we can also have subscription from those women to have access to our content. Next slide, please. Next slide again. So we want to raise 200K euros to enhance our operation, to broaden our stock, strengthen our staff, and boost our marketing. We are ready to give up to 15% of share against that value. Today, we have a team of 3 people. Myself, I have a background in e-commerce and fashion. We have a CMO who has been working on PR industry for 10 years, and my sister, who is a PhD on computer science, who is building our online platform. So if you want to help me enhance the pregnancy experience of more than 100,000 women in West Africa, join me. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Liz. Over to our judges. Anybody with questions, please raise your hand. And I'm not seeing anyone. Hi.
Hello.
No question.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
But thank you for that presentation. I'm just wondering how the physical store plays into your online presence as well. So what is the strategy there? Are you going to keep opening up physical stores? Yeah, what is the plan?
Okay, well, as you probably know, when women are pregnant, their bodies change a lot. And we have noticed that they no longer know which size of clothing then they wear. That's the reason why we have created that physical store, to have a first touch point. So usually they spot a product online, they come in the store to try it on. And once they know their size for real, we keep pushing offers to them throughout the coming months. So the idea is to maintain that physical interaction, and then to create something very complementary where there's women can keep buying from us on the other stages of their pregnancy after childbirth. And yes, we are planning to keep on opening stores. I know investors don't like that option, but we have noticed that we are not on a market that is mature enough for a 100 digital platform, especially for that kind of population who needs contacts and advices.
All right. All right, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Lena. Thank you. All right, Tunji, is your hand up or you're clapping? Okay, Damilola has a question.
Damilola, please.
All right, thank you.
Hi, well done, Lena. So just what's your burn rate like? Like how much do you expend typically on a monthly basis to run the business? And if you are going to, I'm assuming in the foreseeable future, you're looking at, I mean, you mentioned opening physical stores. How do you think that would impact your revenues? You know, so you can just start from the burn rate and, you know, the physical stores.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have all the figures in mind right now. I don't want to say something incoherent, so I will be happy to send you that data by mail once we are done, because I do have those figures, but don't have the strength in mind right now. Is it okay? Can we proceed that way?
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Tunji, you had a question?
Yes. I don't know if it counts as a question. You want to raise 200,000 and give out 15% of your business. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think you still need a bit of guidance on crafting your fundraising plan, not just for this round, for the next 2-3 rounds. So that.
Of course I do.
Okay, and you still want to give out 15% of your business for 200K.
Well,
so how big is this business going to be in the next 24 months?
Excuse me?
How big is your business? What's the vision, the size of your business in the next 24 months?
In the next 24 months, so my idea is to first increase my market share in Ivory Coast and increase my presence in Togo, which is my country of origin. Last year, I only had 500 customers, only in a market where we could reach minimum 5,000, because in Abidjan only, there are 16,000 women that are pregnant every year in the middle class section. So my ambition is to be able to increase the business by 10 over the 2 next years by, well, just like I said, by optimizing the marketing operation. We have partnership with a lot of hospitals where we can do advertising and enhance the advertising online, and by enlarging the assortments. So in terms of figures, our ambition is like that, reach 5,000 women within the 2 next year, knowing that our average basket is 60 euro, so we can make the calculation fast.
All right, thank you very much for that, Lena. And if no questions more, we'll be proceeding to our next
Thank you.
startup. Thank you. Our next startup, and over to Ragda of Women's Wellness. Hi.
Okay, shall I start?
Yeah, you start now.
Hello, I'm Ragda Rashad, founder and CEO of Women's Wellness. As we all know, navigating health and wellness is an ongoing and often overwhelming journey. I've been through this when I was in medical school and had an illness. I have wished for answers to comfort my fears and improve my quality of life, only to find myself left with a diagnosis, a medication, and a few not so useful pages in my study book. But years later, I took health into my hands and found out that life was full of answers and felt empowered. But then during my work as a health educator for years, I've seen the same pattern still repeating, where limited health literacy is common among women. In a study, 34% of women had basic and below basic health literacy level, and 47% had intermediate level. And also there's evidence that limited health literacy is associated with higher risk of complications and healthcare costs, lower health status and quality of life, lack of access to reliable health information because consultations usually are insufficient in time and frequency for women to learn what they need about health promotion, disease prevention, and management. And all this leads to also inefficiency of healthcare spending. Also, in another study, it was estimated that people with basic and below basic health literacy had higher healthcare expenditure in office and ER visits compared to those with above basic health literacy level. And since the healthcare expenditure per capita in the MENA region has a wide range from like about $350 to up to $4,000 per person, we intend to cover 1 million women for $100 to $300 per woman with our solution. Since the number of women of reproductive age in MENA region is about 107 million. So how are we going to address these challenges and offer a solution that improves their quality of life? With Women's Wellness, it's here to bridge this aching gap because knowledge is power. We present a digital health literacy platform for women's health topics from puberty to menopause with an approach that is holistic and comprehensive, evidence-based, trauma-informed, and culturally sensitive as well. So can women make informed health choices according to their unique and changing needs, abilities, and context. Through the website and later the application, we offer self-paced courses and online peer support groups that are professionally moderated. Currently, through our MVB, we offer childbirth education courses and fertility awareness courses for family planning. But we will cover more topics in this one, sexual and reproductive health, in maternal health and lactation, in mental health, and women's well-being and illnesses as well. Through our solution, we also cover many of the sustainable development goals, such as the good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, decent work and economic growth, reduced inequalities through improving women's health and improving their quality of life. What differentiates us from the competitors in the region is that we cover the broadest range of topics in women's health. Also, that's trauma-informed with a framework for online peer support that women can communicate with others and relate to their challenges. And the founder has a long and deep relevant experience in women's health. Our business model is B2C and B2B. In our B2C, we will directly sell to the customer self-paced courses with lifetime subscription at a range of $50 to $130. And the expected customer lifetime value is about 3 courses, and also offering the peer support group sessions in packages. In the B2B, we will offer these services to schools, healthcare, institutions, corporates, insurance companies, applications in various forms, such as maybe according to each business, direct to customer plus with discounts and commission to the business, bulk seat subscribers or dedicated classrooms. And the benefit for these businesses will be that our solution will reduce healthcare costs and improve the quality of life of the employees, which consequently will improve the productivity at work and also retain their employees. The traction so far is $20K through to 150 clients. We have already an MVP and launched the first self-paced fertility awareness course in Egypt. We have a presence on social media that's considered a credible resource for colleagues and for women. By 2023, we expect to have expanded the team. We have a broader presence on social media through branding and marketing strategy and launching marketing campaigns, designed and recorded the courses for a more scalable approach. we would have approached more B2B and made academic collaborations with experts to add more courses. And by 2024, to be able to enter new markets in the region. By 2023, we expect to have 50K revenue through at least 500 clients. We need help with regards to mentorship, training, connections, and funding regarding these topics, such as how to approach B2B, on entering new markets in MENA, building a health ethic approach solution, and funding through grants, investment, and understanding more about valuation. And we asked for about $150K to cover the website, team, operations, and marketing. The founder myself, for the team, the founder myself, I'm a medical graduate with experience in health education for more than 16 years, holding a master's degree in global health sciences from Oxford. Studied various aspects in women's health, being a lactation consultant, childbirth educator, and doula, and one of the very few fertility awareness teachers in the region. We also have a specialist in learning experience and user research, and a social media coordinator, and I'm actively looking for a co-founder as a COO. We have had great mentors and advisory report on mental health and business. We have partners with whom we are trying to build our model of B2B. We have attended various training programs. One of them is the first Femtech Accelerator program in the MENA region. Thank you all.
Thank you so much for that, Ragda. So we're moving over to the judges for any questions as now.
Great.
Yeah, Hector, over to you.
Yeah, thank you for the pitch. I really liked it. I think just a point of clarity. I think you mentioned that the revenue last year, you did 20K rev, and you did that from 250 customers. Is that correct?
It's not just last year. We've been building this like up the prototype on a slow basis over like the last 3 years on an off basis. So it's not only the last year, yeah, but it's through 250 clients.
Fantastic. So maybe just to kind of follow up there, in 2022, what was your revenue?
It was about, because in 2022, we've made our process to be more automated, and we have partnered with an e-commerce so that the clients can pay online and registration to be open at any time. So it's about maybe about $10K. So about half the amount of the clients, because we have like optimized the process.
No, I think the reason I ask, and I think it's awesome, and it's certainly surprising to me, is I didn't think that that you could extract as much revenue per customer as you are in the market. So I think it's really exciting. What do you think that is?
Sorry, can you say again?
Yeah, apologies if that wasn't clear. What do you think is when you're kind of extracting, call it $1,000 per single customer? Or $100 at that point, where do you think the kind of share of the wallet is?
I don't understand the last part, like the
what would customers be spending that money on if they weren't spending it on your course?
Yeah, it would be, they would be spending it on like the maybe unnecessary health visits. So in our childbirth education courses, when women are not attending this kind of service, they are so much worried, so they do unnecessary health visits to the doctor, or emergencies, or maybe complications during pregnancy because they didn't optimize their health, or maybe complications in breastfeeding afterwards. So they're spending it more on secondary healthcare rather than a preventive measure as ours.
Fantastic, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have 2 minutes more from Ragda. Any more questions from our judges? Hi, Damilola, over to you.
Hi, Ragda. I know you have like the qualifications, and you have like an excellent team, but what makes you, aside from the problems that you listed out, what makes you so passionate about this?
Okay, first the personal experience, because even myself as a medical graduate, and when I was a medical student, I couldn't find the health information, and even up till now, when I need health information for things that are outside of my expertise, it's very challenging to find it in a comprehensive way, not in a biased way. So I think that's what makes us special, what makes it me passionate about it, to offer comprehensive information so that women can what suit their condition, not what I believe suits their condition.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you all. And if that will be all, we're moving over to our break stroke keynote session that will be handled by the none other Edu Abasi. But on the agenda, if we've gone through the agenda, we'll see that the break was supposed to be for 20 minutes. However, to save time and to make sure, everybody gets the best chance they can to pitch, we'll be having it for 10 minutes keynote session handled by Edu. So Edu, take over.
Sure, thank you. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, everyone. It's been very inspiring, actually, listening to the different founders. Thank you to our partners. Thank you to the GFA team. Thank you to Plug and Play. Thank you to Sterling Bank. You all are amazing. I'm not going to spend up to 10 minutes. So I had told the team, instead of us having a 20 minutes break, let's just run with everyone's pitch so that we give each founder an equal opportunity to have listening ears. But we're super glad. It's our first FoundHer program as Wentors, and for the purpose of those on the call who might not know what Wentors is. So what we are about at Wentors, we're all about getting a lot more women to access technology opportunities, getting into tech employment, and also we hear a lot every time in the news. We're hearing people are raising funds. We're hearing a lot around the startup ecosystem. We want to see a lot more women in tech in that space, and this is where our passion comes from. And to the partners that have believed in us and have said, you know what, we love this vision and we want to partner with you on it, we can't thank you enough. We're super grateful. It's been an amazing, we started this in November, and it's been an amazing ride with the founders, very inspiring, every one of them. And I do hope that we all win. At the end of the pitch, we are all going to win, irrespective of whoever wins the grants that is going to be given and their equity investment. But we're also hoping that this gives these founders an opportunity for investors out there to hear their pitch, to invest in them as an early stage business. And we hope to do more of these as Wentors. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone that made it on the call. We also have our co-founder on the call, Omar. Omar, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll just leave it over to you, and then we'll get right back into to the startup founders to continue.
Yeah, just not much to add to what Edu said. At Wentors, this is why we live. This is why we exist as a company, pretty much to ensure that every woman who desires to have a career in tech, be it a career as a professional or as an entrepreneur, we make that vision, we make that dream happen. So just to say a big thank you to everyone who believed in us, all of our sponsors, every juror, every mentor that has been with us from the beginning to now. And I don't want to take time from the startups. I'm excited to hear more about the next startups. So let's just quickly move into that. And so Anita, over to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you to my amazing founders and bosses, Omar and Edu. So over to our next presenter will be Mrs. Cindy, although she would like me to call her just Cindy. So Cindy, please take over. She will be talking for Trustee Farm.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Cindy Biyuk, co-founder and CEO at Trustee Farm. So Trustee Farm is simply improving quality and safe foods across the globe. Over the years since we started, we realized that many farmers have no reliable access to market because the supply chain system is simply broken in the food industry. Similarly, food processing companies also find it difficult in finding the right produce for their processing factories. And some consumers also have food safety concerns in terms of knowing where this food is coming from, what chemical was used in producing it, etc. So when all these value chain players try to solve their problems, they spend so much time in doing it, and that is why we exist. We created a Trustee Farm to make sure that we can use a supply chain system to connect growers to consumers. And we do this for both local supplies and export as well. These ways, farmers will have easy access to market. They can increase their farm produce and increase their revenue as well. Our consumers who are B2C and B2B also saves time and have access to verify the safety of what they consume. Next, please. So this is how our system works. The farmers and the buyers or consumers sign a simple MOU with us. And the next step is that our quality assurance officers work directly with the farmers to make sure they follow the agronomic practices that we set up. And farmers can upload their produce to us using USSD. And our consumers or buyers can reach out to us by request or by placing order on our website. And we take these orders, match demand to supply, and send to our fulfillment center and deliver to both customers. So what makes us unique is that, next slide, please. What makes us unique is that our system is backed by data. Supply chain system is backed by data to make trade decisions to help farmers and the consumers as well. Next, please. There are quite a lot of other people doing the same thing we are doing. It's quite a simple business model. Market women are doing it. We have other companies like Agrotech, FarmMart, and XLB.com and our local ecosystem here in Ghana. But we are standing out by the supply chain system, which is a platform, and also using artificial intelligence to put demand and supply. Over the years, since we started, we released the first version of our technology, and we are iterating. We're currently working on farmers and also updating our web application for our consumers. Our gross sales since 2019 was $4.1 million. 95% of these went into export and 4.9 was for local supplies. We currently have outstanding off-takers running into about $85,000 monthly for different produce. Next, please. So our business model is to just add a markup price of 15% on each transaction. And we are also considering a refill subscription, but this is something we are still rethinking and we would like to trash that out later. Next, please. So the market opportunity for the agriculture market in Africa is over $300 billion, and is going to run into $1 trillion by 2030. Our goal is to target 200 million transactions on our platform in the next 5 years, which will be charging 15% commission, which will give us $30 million in revenue in 5 years. After this, our target is to go for 1% of the $300 billion market in Africa. Next, please. Our ambition over the next 3 years is to, after funding, is to build an infrastructure, compromising our data center and a local location for our order fulfillment, onboard customers and workers as well, and do a lot of market validation and getting about and retaining 2,000 monthly users. In year 2, we'll be building capacity for farmers. We'll focus majorly on farmers. And in year 3, we'll look at getting into other West African regions through our platform. Next, please. We are looking for $650,000 to do majorly for sourcing, because that's where our huge problem is. Currently, all the sales we have made from export to local sales are based on partnerships and bootstrapping, and this has not really helped our business model because our business is cash-based. It's really cash-based. Next slide, please. We are a team of 4 from different industry, from tech, from agriculture and environmental science. We have Caleb, who is our content manager. Zainab works with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, and she trains our farmers. Eric is our operations lead, and he majors in going into logistics and bringing the produce to our customers. And I'm mostly into negotiations and making sure that we get customers matched to market. And I've been doing this entrepreneurship thing for the past 6 years now, built other businesses and helped other brands also build businesses. So I'm well versed in business development. Thank you. And we look forward to you helping us improve access to quality and safe foods across the globe.
All right, thank you so much for that. Thank you. Let's start off if we have any questions for Cindy. Hands on the screen.
Hi,
on the screen.
Cindy, thanks. Thank you for that. You've done $4.1 million in transactions since 2019.
Yes, please.
Okay, that's congrats to you guys. Could you give us an idea of the type of year-on-year growth?
Okay, so not really certain yet, because that's something I still have to work on. I just got my bank statements from the banks and putting our documents together. But in 2019 for exports, I would say we did about over $1 million. In 2020 over 1.5 million, and in 2021 to over 1.5 million. So the highest sale has been in between 2021 and 2022, really, where we did about, so I'll just give you an idea of how the export looks like, really. So we exported mainly coconuts, right? Dried hacks coconuts, and we do each container, each 40-footer container takes about 60,000 nuts, and for each of that we spend the value of that is about 15,500, and we do it on a weekly basis. So weekly we can do, the highest volume we can do is maybe 10 containers, and the lowest on some weekly basis can be 2 containers. And from 2021 and 2022, we did about 94 containers for that. The local sales have been quite minimal, because for that it takes long. You need to convince a lot of farmers to bring their produce. But what helped us with the export is that our partners actually sent down money. So they sent the money down from US for us to get the nuts and everything. So it made it easier for us to work on week basis. So I can send the other a clearer breakdown later on if that's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions? I don't see any hands up. If we don't, okay, Damoda's hands are up. Damoda, over to you.
Hi, how do you manage storage? You mentioned that you do different forms of produce, but you mentioned your best performing as mostly grains and those that can be converted into dried and vacuumed and for export and things like that. But where they're perishable, how do you manage storage locally? Where they're dry, or you can dry them and for export, how do you manage storage, and how do you meet certain the standards for the countries where you ship?
Thank you very much for that question. So for perishables, mostly we pick from the farm, because we do not have cold storage for now. Cold storage is very expensive. What we usually do is, once we pick from the farm, it goes directly to whoever is buying it. Right now, most of the farms we get the perishables from are very close to the city. They are very close to Accra, so about an hour or 2 from Accra. So once we pick the produce, let's take tomatoes or cucumber or anything, it is coming the next day, or it's going the next day to whoever is buying it. So that's how we manage the perishables for now. until we get a cold chain or a cold storage to be able to store it over time. For the dry produce, we pack so we have pack centers in the various regions that we buy from. Let's take the coconuts, for example. Once the coconut comes in, it's packed under a shed. We pack it into sacks. It takes about 3 days to finish packing. A lot of hands working on it. And we can pack all the 10 containers in 3 days. And the reefer containers come to the pack centers so that we pack the items into them, and straight away it moves to port. So currently we are not holding any pack centers. We are just packing the items and sending and shipping them away immediately. Once it gets to port, it's immediately plugged in at the terminals, and once it gets into on the ships, they plug them in as well. So that's how we manage quality assurance for the countries we export to. For now, we only exported to US and Canada.
Okay, one more thing. Your gross sales said 4.1. How much of that is your profit?
Okay, the interesting thing has been that since we have been bootstrapping for quite some time now, and our business is cash business, we do not have the money to buy all this produce in large volume. So a partner, someone, for instance, the exports we did, these are people who contacted us through our website and said, can we do business with you? We said, yes. Do you have money to do it? If you have money, then we are going to sign an LC, get to the banks, and you can start doing business. We didn't get that. But we didn't allow the opportunity to pass as well. So what we did was they pay us a monthly subscription fee, and then they gave us the first trial, 1 container. We did it, and then they kept sending the money down, and we kept sending them the produce. We get the money and buy from the farmers and send it to them every week. So everything we did was solely based on trust. But our main business model, if we get funded, is to charge 15% markup price on every transaction. So the way we see this is that if we have been able to do it through negotiations, bootstrapping and all that, then it's very possible that when we get funding, because we know what is in the business, we know what these companies or these partners we are working, we know how much they make and everything. So it's very possible for us that when we get funded, we can get a 15% markup price and make those revenues that we mentioned. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Cindy. Really enlightening. So we're moving on to our next startup, which is FoundHer by Mina Ayad. So Mina, are you here? You ready?
Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can actually. Go ahead.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. So I'd like to start by asking a question. If you're a tourist visiting a new country and you want to try new experiences and activities in this country, most probably you'll check international apps like Airbnb experiences or Get Your Guide. But if you are local and you also want to try new experiences and activities in your city or country, which app do you check for that? I asked myself the same question 1 year ago, and I didn't find an app for that, so I decided to build one. So my name is Minna, and today I'll introduce you to FoundHer, the experiences app for locals. So the problem is the current international platforms are very expensive to locals, and also they only contain very touristic experience with all tourist pictures, as you can see in the picture. And as a local, you also want to try new activities and experiences in your country. And this is where FoundHer fill in this gap. So FoundHer is a digital marketplace connecting young locals with activity providers so that they can easily discover and book everyday experiences. And on the other side, we are helping our vendors digitize their bookings and payments and boost their revenues, as more than 75% of activity providers in Egypt are working offline and don't have an online booking system nor an online payment solution. So while we were developing the app, we decided that we want to start by creating a private community on Facebook in order to validate our idea, gain market insights, and also gather our go-to-market. And this community reached 4,000 organic members in only 3 months. And actually, when the app was ready, we announced it on this group and we got our first customers from there. So how it works for the users, you can download the application and then you got to discover and easily book experiences in Egypt. And for the vendors, we offer them an online booking system and a marketplace at an affordable cost in the shape of a mobile app and a dashboard, which helps them to save less time on operation and sell more. So our market size in Egypt alone is around $1.6 billion, and worldwide, the tours and activities sector is around $183 billion. So our revenue stream comes from the activity providers, so we get a 10% commission per transaction. There is also fees for featuring and sponsorship, and in the future, we're also adding tools to our booking system, which will be for a subscription fee from the activity provider. So currently we have around 5,000 organic users on our app, and in Q4, our number of bookings have increased by 86%. We have made agreements with 29 activity providers, and we have won first place in Vodafone competition. And this is a new feature that we're working on that I'm very excited to share with you, which is team outings. So the team outings is filling our vendors' low time on weekdays by bringing to them teams on this low time, because teams usually like to go out on a weekday instead of a weekend, so that they don't bring their employees on a weekend. And also it's helping teams to easily discover and book experiences they can do together. And these are testimonials from users who have booked through the app, and this is their reviews. So what makes us different is that, first of all, we are affordable to locals. And also our application has experiences and activities that are more curated to locals. We are also working on our AI in order for each user to have a personalized recommendations, and also analytics and insights for vendors so that they can boost the revenues. Also, we are building our booking system in a way to make it be used by the vendors as their default booking system in the future. And this will be for a subscription fee. And finally, meet our team. So my name is Menna. I graduated 6 years ago from computer science with high honors. And since I took the mobile app development course, I fell in love with the idea of how building a mobile app can reach many people and make their life easier some way. And actually, I've started my entrepreneurship journey after this course when I was a student by developing a mobile app to my university. The second thing I'm very passionate about is trying new experiences and activities. And I have 4 years of work experience at Cisco Egypt, Poland, and Cisco Germany, and actually have left Cisco Germany in order to pursue this dream. And my co-founder, Hiba, she's an MBA holder, and she has 6 years of experience as a founder and CEO of Talent 360, in which she has partnered and empowered more than 60 startups. And Hiba will be the one leading the business development for the team outings feature, and this is the rest of our team. And we are asking for a 50K in order to help us reach 100K users and have our scalable tech product ready. And finally, we invite you to join us while we make it easy for people to try new experiences, create memories, and connect with nature and each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Minna. It was really, really lovely. Okay, moving on to our judges. Zion, take over, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that pitch. Very exciting, actually. I'm just wondering, so since the launch, you said you've acquired 5,300 users on the platform. I'm just wondering, how much revenue that has equated to and how much activity you've seen on the actual platform itself.
Yes, so we have around 100 experiences on our app, and in revenue, we made 100K EGP booking volume.
Okay, awesome. And just a little bit of a follow-on onto that. Who are your major competitors do you see in Egypt?
Yes, so actually, like we have like a whole deck for the competition analysis for the international platforms. There are like Airbnb Experiences, TripAdvisor, and Get Your Guide. However, they are mainly targeting like tourists. But for the competition analysis, like the ones who are targeting locals, the same as us, it's still a very fragmented market. So all of the competition is taking around less than 5% of the whole market. So it's still like there is a space for a new startup to join.
Right. So, but my question would be then, what is the moat that you've got in terms of, how easy is it for the people who are targeting foreigners to target locals as well? is there any barriers for them to do that, or do you think it would be quite easy for them to do that?
For the international platforms?
Yeah, so for the platforms that are targeting foreigners and giving foreigners the experiences in that place, because your kind of unique value prop here is that you're targeting locals, right? So how easy is it for your competition to actually target locals as well?
I think it will be just like a different target segment they will be looking at, because like for these international platforms, they are mainly focused on tourists, like from the experiences and so on. I think what makes us different in this part is that we already like onboarded like around 29 activity providers. So we already like onboarded like more local vendors to us, and also what else, just a second, and also and also because like we are like a local platform, like even with the Arabic name like Fusha, so it's like more like easier for the local and like the Arabic region to like get like familiar to the app.
Salam, go.
Thanks, Sion. My question is, in terms of your milestones for 2023, what are going to be your strategic objectives? Are you going to be focusing on the sort of signing up more providers, or creating more content, or online guides? What will you be expanding into different verticals, such as, you know, corporate travel, and
yes. And our goal is to in this year to sign up with 100 more 70 activity providers, 100 active, and 22. So our goal was to start with go out together and want to have using this in 23, having an age more than 10 years HR
Thank
for
you so much. Apologies for that. Our next startup will be Maha Scan, Pay and Go. So Maha, take over. Wendy will be displaying it now. So yeah, Maha, you're ready to go.
Can my screen?
Wendy's supposed to display, but sure, you can go ahead.
Also, you can share it from your side if you want. I don't want to.
Oh, okay. All right. Wendy. Okay, we're having a glitch with the network, Wendy. So Maha, please, can you share your screen?
1 minute. I have a difficulty here. Hind, can you share your screen?
Sure. Right, sure, we'll do that now.
It works. You would like to share.
I'm sorry for that. I'm not able to share the screen. I don't know. Great, because I don't know why is I'm now sorry. I'm now able to share. Are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, thank you so much. So your time starts now, actually.
Okay. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. This is Maha from Egypt. I'm here on behalf of Scan and Go. Our aim to create a hyper shopping experience that results in more sales and happy customers. So what is the current problems that in-store shoppers are facing? Long queues, lack of price tag, and also your pocket is full of receipts, which is really annoying. And also I would like to highlight something. More than 50% of the customer prefer to do independent shopping experience. And what are the problems for retailer? They need to monitor their cashier twice per day, and they need to print price tag for each product, and also they are not able to track the expiration date for the product. So Scan Pay and Go will be able to also handle labor shortage and help the store to keep track of customer data. So what is Scan Pay and Go? Scan Pay and Go is the mobile self-checkout solution. So by using your mobile camera, you will be able to scan the product barcode, and you will be able to add the product in your shopping cart and know exactly how much you need to pay. And we are supporting different kind of payment, whether it's e-wallet or credit card. And you will be able to track your digital receipts, and you will be able to track as well your loyalty points. We are trying to provide a multilingual website that will help check solution for retailer. We need to handle a couple of stuff. One of them is to prepare a safety control plan. We need to prepare their safety prevention plan, and they need to train the staff as well in how to handle anti-theft technique. And also they need to put a camera in the store. Also, to make the solution succeed, we need to handle waiting for the loose items. So we need to implement a barcode waiting scale. And retailer need also to provide a temp Wi-Fi and recharging cabin for the user. So the competitive advantages that Scan Pay Go are providing, as I mentioned, it's a multilingual website. It will support Arabic language, and we will provide a customized login dashboard for the retailer. Customer in the future will not have their credit card details. Global Retail Development Index, the total retail sales in Egypt is around $200 billion. And currently, consumers are in digital payments. The market share for the grocery sector in Egypt, it's more than 10% for hypermarket and supermarket. And also, according to one of the statistics, the sales for hypermarket and supermarket in 2019 exceed 5,000 million and also exceed $250 million for the convenience store. Our potential customer is like Spanish Metro Banda, and we already get an initial positive feedback from Spanish. Our business model is B2B. Our revenue model will be transactional and subscription revenue model. Our competitor, we are having two kind of competitor, direct and indirect. The direct competitor can be Go solution outside Egypt, like Supreme. And the indirect competitor will be the online grocery store, like Breakfast, Talabat, and Rabbit. Our team is me. I am a software engineer. I worked in Vodafone and Vodafone Egypt. It's a lot. Dubai, and also preparing her PhD. We are looking for a mentor in the retail space. Our fundraising plan, we are planning to raise around $200,000. We will spend this fund in developing the solution and also sales and do sales and marketing, and also for the license and the cloud fees, and for people and operation. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity to present Scanbego.
Thank you so much, Maha. Thank you so much, enlightening. So do we have any questions for Maha? Sana, please go ahead.
Yes, hi Maha, nice to see you again. We had previously met. I do really like the product. My question is, why have you decided to focus on the supermarkets when they're already implementing this, such as Carrefour, for example? Why have you not decided to go for different retail outlets and other product categories?
Actually, Carrefour just implemented the scan part. But for the payment, you need to go to the cashier and to make the payment by yourself. For this solution, we are making it's like a combo. You will do everything from your mobile. But currently in Carrefour, you cannot pay from mobile. And also, as a start, we will start with the grocery system. But in the future, we are planning to expand in fashion and others, any kind of stores. And we are planning also to start from Egypt and expand in other countries. I already invited to present Scanbay and Go in Dubai and in Bahrain, and they show an interest for the solution. So I hope I answer your question.
Yes, no, how are these discussions going then in terms of finalizing the integration with these retailers?
Sorry, could you please repeat the question again?
Yes, so my question is, how are these conversations going, the supermarkets that you're speaking with?
I talked to many supermarkets. For example, Spinis. I talked with the IT director of Spinis, and he liked the solution, and he asked me for more details about the final solution and to send him a document about the touch base and the integration points that need to be done. Also, I talked to Aulad Ragab branch manager store, and he showed interest in the solution. And I asked him, are you afraid of theft or something like that? He told me, no problem. We already have a camera, and we can also put a security guard at the store to revise quickly the item for the customer.
Thank you.
All right, we have 1 minute more for questions for Maha. Any other questions from anyone? I'd like to invite Chinyere to ask a question. She's one of our judges and we've not had her for a while. So Chinyere, do you have any questions for Maha?
No, I don't have any questions for Maha for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. All right.
I can, if you don't mind, Anita, I can utilize this 1 minute to show a quick demo for you. So for example, this is a website. You will scan the item and you will see how much is the price. You will add it into your cart. For example, I want 2 items. Now I will be able to know exactly how much I will pay. I will make that checkout. Currently, we are in a conversation with PayMop to integrate with them for as a payment gateway. So this is the dashboard for payment PayMob. So we will be able to track all the items that has been purchased by Scan Pay Go solution. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you so much for that, Maha. We'll be moving on to our next startup by Gwendoline Abe. Can see she's already smiling, beautiful. She is the founder of Cybersecurity for Kids. So Gwendoline, over to you. Wendy will be putting up your slides in a minute. Okay.
Hi, good afternoon. Well, my name is Gwendolyn Abe. I'm the CEO and founder for Cybersecurity for Kids. Our main aim is to create a safe and a virtual internet space for children. Our program in 2006, as a 15-year-old, I went to an internet cafe and I met a guy online. His name was Greg, and then we spoke about what we want to do in future. I thought he was a little boy till I asked for his picture, and then he said, I found out that he was an adult. He showed me a picture of his private part. This got me scared because you can't meet things like that on the internet as a little child. I had people around me who were able to help me prevent this from happening. The main thing we want to do is to hear the children, those who meet these cases. We want to help them to prevent this thing from happening. 500,000 internet predators are online daily, and 1 out of 5 of them, according to Bill Biden Foundation, reports that they have met these predators. Please, next slide. Well, 13,000 images of children being exploited are uploaded online daily from my country in 2020. Please, next slide. Our problem, we want to solve these problems, the unawareness of cyber-related issues, especially with children, difficulty in accepting cybersecurity personnel, difficulties in understanding cybersecurity issues with children. Next slide, please. Please, next slide. Our solution, we are creating an ebook for the children, and we are creating a web app for the children and parents as well. And we already have our fan club, which is in session currently. Next slide, please. Next, please. The concept of cybersecurity for kids is to fight against predators and to be the consciousness of the child when their parent is not around, that they can mentally regulate what they watch online, who they meet online, and what they do online. Our prototyping began in 2023, and then 2023, our proof of concept also began. We're hoping to scale up in 2024. Next slide, please. Our target markets are head teachers, parents, religious institutions, and NGOs, as well as security organizations. Next, please. Our market size, our target currently is 400,000 children. Our serviceable market is 800,000 children. This is around our region, and we are hoping to take over the country, Ghana, with 11 million children. Our funding, we are asking for 10K, which will be used in publishing and production of the book, and then the app. We want us, and 20% to be used for purchasing of cyber tools, with 35% to be used for sales and marketing. Our burning rate will be $5,000. Next. These are our competitors. We have UNICEF Cybersecurity Authority Ghana, Bill Biden Foundation, America. What our competitors don't have is they don't have an ebook for the children. They don't have a mobile application for the children. though they have access to cybersecurity personnel, but how professional are they? And then we have a fun club, which we have interaction with these children once a week. Our roadmap, we've already completed our first book for grade 1 to grade 5. We are hoping for production in March. Proof of concept will be happening in 2023 April. August, as our end of development will be happening in October. Attracting. We've already visited Islamic schools, primary schools, churches, and we have our groups with them already. We already have 13 trained teachers in all these places, whom we have trained, and they are aware of the canker we are fighting. They are hoping to assist us in the near future to fight more. Thank you. That's amazing. Our business model, we are hoping to sell a book for $5 and $3, $5 on Amazon, $3 hard copy, and we are hoping to run ads and subscription. We are hoping to get feedback from the children as well with our innovation. We've gotten testimonials from people from UNODC and then from Cybersecurity Ghana. This is our team, myself, digital forensics as an analyst with the Child Protection and Digital Forensics Lab. I have 2 other of my colleagues who are child psychologists. Thank you very much. You can contact us on these details. Open for questions.
Hi, thanks, Gwen. Thanks, Gwen. Could we actually get a better description of the actual product itself? The content, the number of pages. How easy is it for the children to, is it the parents are going to read it to the children, or children meant to read it for themselves? When the children read it, what kind of guidance are they supposed to have?
Okay, so the book itself is an easy to read book. It's not complex. We have pictures and it's very interactive as well. It's for grade 1 to 5, we have lesser pages. So it doesn't bore the children. We have interaction, and we are using animations in the book, which will make it easy. And it is not only for the children, it is also for teachers. So when we have our meetings, we will be reading the books to them so that when they go home, they can also read it to their parents can read it as well, and then other children around them. So they can even create like their own circle, which they can share their ideas and they can share what they've read in the book together.
Okay, thank you. If you succeed in this, and we hope that you do, I'm just wondering if there are other aspects in terms of children education, guidance, and protection that can be built on top of this, because there's so many other things that children need. So yeah.
On the app, which we are being developed, we have a session for homework. They can post their homework there. They can get understanding from them. They will have a social club on the app as well. So we are hoping to build them now and prevent them from meeting these predators. We are hoping to be very close to them so that they can really tell us what they go through on the internet daily, because we have predators meeting these children on gaming apps, social sites, especially with parents who are not around their children every time. They are not around. They just say, oh, take my phone, be at the corner. But we don't know exactly what these children are going through. So we are hoping to build that.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any more questions for Gwen? All right. Then we'll be moving on to the next, last but not the least, Habiba of Kitch. So, Habiba,
hi everyone.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Wendy will be displaying in a bit. There you go.
Okay, can you make it full screen, please? Yes. Can you give me access to switch between the slides? Hey, Anita, are you giving me access?
Yeah, Wendy is doing that. Haven't you gotten yet?
No.
Oh, you could just start off and then Wendy will switch between the slides.
Okay, all right. So hi everyone, I'm Habiba from Egypt and I'll be pitching my startup pitch to you. So it all started when I got married and I had no idea how to cook because I was living with my parents before then. No, so can you go back please? Actually, I really need to have access to the slides. So is there a way you can do it for me? I can share the screen if it will make it better.
Sure, give me a minute. Yeah, you can share your screen now.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So so it all started when I got married and I had no idea how to cook because I was living with my parents before then. So I started getting recipes online and I found the process to be very frustrating and not convenient at all. So for something that I do 3 to 4 times a week, I figured that there has to be a more convenient way to do it. And this is how Kitsch was born. So there are hundreds of food bloggers, Egyptian food bloggers sharing their recipes online. And there are hundreds of thousands of recipes available online. And there are actually millions of people like me, Egyptians, looking for recipes online with 60% cooking on a regular basis and 70% getting recipes online. The food bloggers, the Egyptian food bloggers, they have a following of 3 to 9 million followers. So we can conclude that it's a big and existing market. So what is the problem? The problem is accessibility. I did survey and focus groups with people who look for recipes online. And it turns out that just like me, they have problems with the content. They think that it's cluttered and not organized. They have a problem with the formatting of the recipes, specifically the reels on Instagram, and the several other problems like the lack of reviews and reaching the recipe in general. I also did another research with the food bloggers to see if they have any problems in food blogging. And it turns out that they do, because they spend hours brainstorming, shooting and editing the content, but they feel that it's not reaching its full potential, either because there's no proper outlet for their content or the lack of monetization tools or the algorithm on Instagram specific, and the clutter of the content, because no matter how much they try to organize their content for their followers, they feel that they still can't seem to crack it. So after listening to the users and the bloggers, Kitsch, the idea of Kitsch was born, which is a one-stop platform for everything that has to do with cooking and the kitchen, and hence the slogan, Everything Kitchen. What do we mean when we say Everything Kitchen? We mean that it's a recipe aggregator and organizer, but it's also a marketplace for grocery, kitchenware, and meals, so people can purchase all this stuff from inside the application. And it's a producer, eventually to become a producer of food and kitchenware products. It's a website and an app. These are some screenshots of the app. So at first, the user, they get to choose their cooking and dietary preferences, their favorite chefs, and accordingly, the homepage is customized to them. So they get a customized experience using smart AI, and then they can search for the recipe that they're looking for, or they can add filters to reach the recipe. So it's a more convenient way of reaching the recipe. And when they find the recipe that they like, they can save it and they can categorize it into folders. So it's basically offering them the same recipes that the food bloggers already offer them online, but in a more convenient way, an accessible way. So the business model is a revenue sharing model, just like the model of YouTube, Spotify, and Facebook. And it's done in partnership with the food bloggers. So it's a freemium model for the users, and it's a revenue sharing model for the food bloggers. How does this happen? We aggregate the content or the recipe content of the food bloggers. We generate revenue using different revenue streams I'll be telling you more about using this content, and 50% of this revenue is shared with the content creators who are the food bloggers. We have several revenue streams and ideas for expansion and scalability. The first is the freemium. So as I said, the app will be for free. So we will be having ads on the app, and it will be one of the main tools of monetization. And we will also be producing sponsored content for FMCGs and local brands, so sponsored recipes, and subscription for whoever wants to subscribe to use the app for additional features. And also a marketplace. So this will be done in partnership with existing online grocery stores in Egypt. So the users can order the ingredients directly from the app. And a kitchenware marketplace of everything, of all the kitchenware suppliers in Egypt. And also they can order the meals, ready-made meals of the recipes of the food bloggers. And this will be done in partnership with existing cloud kitchens in Egypt. We also want to become a producer. So under the name of the food bloggers, using their popularity and their recipes, we produce actual food products like the sauces, dips, and marinades, and kitchenware products like cooking boards and pans. Other revenue streams include online cooking classes, becoming a social platform, and expanding in the MENA region. We plan to launch with our go-to-market strategy involves the website and an app. The website is ready. The app is in the final phases of development and will be ready in about a week or two. We launch with 50 bloggers. We currently have 37 currently on board, and so still it's an ongoing process. And we plan to launch with a minimum of 1,000 recipes covering all categories and all cuisines. The launch is planned in Ramadan, which is March 2023. Ramadan is the month where we fast. So we're either thinking about food or talking about food. So we think it's a great time to launch. We will do a campaign featuring all the 50 bloggers on board. We will plan to reach 500,000 users organically through the bloggers and land at 25,000 downloads organically. This is for the launch. And then 6 months after the launch, once we perfect the product and are confident enough, we will have a campaign in September of 2023 targeting 200,000 downloads. So this is the team. I'm the CEO. I graduated I have a bachelor in business from 6 years ago, sorry. And I worked as a brand manager in Danone for 5 years. I quit my job to focus on Kitch. I have a technical consultant on board and several advisors. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Awesome. Yes, we'll move on to the Q&A session. Any questions for Habiba from our judges? Okay, Sanam, you can go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Habiba, for the presentation. So I personally use Instagram for recipes. So my question to you is, do you see Instagram being an enabler or a challenger? How are you going to deal with the switching costs for users such as myself?
Okay, so it's all about offering the same content that's already on Instagram, but in a much more convenient way. So in the page of the recipe, you find the video, you find the calories, you find the serving, and you can change the serving size, the ingredients written down, the steps, and it's all written in English and in Arabic. And the time it takes to cook the recipe, and you find reviews of the people. So we're offering a much more elevated experience than Instagram. So this will answer the switching cost. We plan to take it gradually, and we have our numbers done, planned in keeping that in mind, that it requires a lot of effort from the user to download an app, and that's why we have a website for traffic.
Fantastic. I just have a quick follow-on question based off that. Do you currently scrape Instagram? Do you integrate with Instagram so that it's easy for the bloggers to migrate their data?
Technically, we can't do that because Instagram does not allow you to download, to extract the content and put it elsewhere, unlike YouTube. So what happens is that the bloggers, they post their content on YouTube. Some of them already have YouTube channels, and the others, they create a channel and they post their content, and it's linked directly with the application.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Hector, go ahead, please.
Yeah, it's a short question. You know, it certainly appears as though it's going to be an expensive customer acquisition process. How are you looking at this over time, and you know, how are you looking at you know, kind of exciting and different routes that potentially beat what's out there?
Okay, so we're not planning to spend on customer acquisition at first. We'll be relying on the bloggers. These bloggers, they have a very big follower base, and these people, their followers, they love them. So if they say that there's an app, they're probably more be inclined to follow it versus seeing just us announcing that there's an app called Kitsch for the users to download. So we'll be relying on the food bloggers for this part. And as for the customer acquisition cost, it may be a bit high, yes, because it requires effort from the customer to actually download the app. But the customer lifetime value, based on our calculations, is pretty high. So it will make up for that, because it's going to be an app that they use quite frequently, and they'll be creating a lot of impressions, assuming that they don't even subscribe. Just by using the app, they'll be creating impressions. The lifetime value of the customer is going to offset the customer acquisition cost.
Awesome. Any more questions?
I just wanted to say that I like the pitch, good use of time, very, very clear and concise in describing the model, you know, especially the benefits to the customers. Very well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. If no more questions, Kitsch was our last startup for the day. Been impressed by the innovations and the ideas that was shared today. So we would like to have we would like to say a big thank you to everyone and extend that thank you to our partners as well at JFA, at Sterling Bank, and at Plug and Play. Thank you all for coming from day one. We've had how many pitch sessions so far? Thank you. I would also like to announce that the winners will be announced on all platforms tomorrow. So the results will be compiled and the winners will be sent out on all platforms tomorrow. So we should all please watch out for that. And once again, I'm sorry. And once again, thank you all for being here today. And I hope we all enjoyed the event. So, but before we go, I would love for us to have a picture. So everybody, your biggest smile, Wendy's on it, but I'm going to miss everyone from Maha, Sanam to Sion, all our threads. Thank you all. Thank you also. Our biggest smile, Wendy, I will get in the please. Oh, we say Wentors next. Let's say Wentors next because so let's say Wentors FoundHer. Yay. Thank you all. Thank you all. So thank you. I'm excited, and you know, I would to the founders, open communication. I would still be communicating with everyone. To our Wentors, thank you so much. So yeah, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.